Welcome to the Cinescape Podcast, where we're changing the landscape of movie and TV news and reviews. Baby, it's cold outside. Happy December, ladies and gentlemen, 2018. I am your host, Sean Harrigan, back better than ever, along with my co-host, cohort, and co-Cinescape guy here, Bill Tozzi.
Yeah, co-anchor. Cooperative, co-mingle, anything. Coca-Cola, coconuts, anything that is combinable.
Combinable? Is that a word?
Yeah, when you combine things, things come together. Like this show coming together today on
That's right. We are coming together
Saturday.
After a hiatus, Bill. We've been off. We did a show a couple months ago just to try to get back in the swing of things. Life finds a way.
Right.
And we found our way back to the airwaves here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for Mike, Toxic Mike.
Yes, we are in Toxic Mike's humble abode right now.
Yeah.
Toxic Radio is still living on
Smells
strongly.
like fresh lavender in here.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was in the powder room.
The powder room? You're powdering your nose?
That's right.
I have no idea what that even means.
It looks good for the camera,
Try to keep it smelling nice. It's nice to walk into a room and it smells good.
I like effervescence.
It's better than the ball sack smell the last time we were here.
Ah, that was ball sack and shame.
Oh my. So we are back after, like I said, a little bit of time off. In the meantime, we've had some other things going on. If you've been a fan of us for any amount of time, you'll know that my wife was pregnant, throughout the year, before we went off air, and I'm very happy to say that I'm the father of a 10-month-old beautiful baby boy.
Woo!
Thank you very much.
There you go.
He's awesome. Uncle Bill and Aunt Sam have met him a number of times. Mike as well. You met him
yes.
At the Halloween party.
Hung like a Clydesdale.
I met him at the Halloween party. He was there. He was
throwing shots.
He was. I heard he won a few rounds of the beer pong table.
Yeah, the dexterity of
the old
kid,
block. I gotta tell you.
Wow.
He's doing a great job. So I think what I'm gonna do, I need to get him a Cinescape podcast onesie.
A onesie would be
a onesie with
fantastic.
the Cinescape logo on it.
Right.
You got it for the boy,
Right, exactly. So when you're at the jungle gyms and the playpens out there, and the parents come up to you and they're like, "Oh, what a beautiful boy!" And what's Cinescape all about? What is that? What's that, Mr. Fatherman? And you're like, Cinescape's my radio, movie, and television podcast that's on iTunes and YouTube and Facebook and then the Twitter, and then a Pantheon page is gonna be coming along at some point, and then
we have one.
We're on Twitch, and we're on Booger, and we're on all these other incredible services that are out there for all your pleasurable enjoyment. Oh, well, that just sounds exciting, Mr. Fatherman. Well, good luck with your little adventure, okay?
I like how he's selling the podcast to his son.
Yeah.
Here's a business card.
Yeah.
Well, the plan is for, mine and Bill's, not together, separate offspring to eventually grow into the business and take over the show for a brand new generation of Cinescape fans.
They're going to grow into the business.
It's a legacy show. You know what I mean? So we gotta, Bill's gotta get one past the goalie here soon, and catch up so our kids can be best friends. At the
we
same
are
age.
the nation of insemination.
Just while we're on the topic of adult stuff.
Yeah.
I can't imagine even a year ago, having this kind of a conversation where we're planning things for our children.
Well, it's because you were thinking with your penis a year ago, and you were thinking about, man, I'd really like to stab my wife tonight with my meat thrombone, and you did, and then bazinga happens, and you're like, your wife's throwing up, and it's not because of a hangover, and
say what?
Yeah, I know. So then 9 months later comes along, and You're having to make adjustments, Mr. Fatherman. I gotta,
yeah.
no oil change for me this week. That's Gerber's going in the pantry. Burp, burp, burp. So, I totally understand. So, adulting, it's smacking us hard, right?
Yeah.
It's bitch slapping us in the face as if like we're a hoe who didn't, who had a client that didn't pay.
Right.
And we gotta show up and be like,
wind up like a pimp and smack the hoe.
I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money, Daddy.
Where's
Like,
my bottom bitch?
why you ain't got no money? Bow!
Where my money, hoe? Use my bottom bitch.
Yeah, it's
you said a word that I'm gonna talk about here, adulting.
Yeah.
We're gonna touch on this adulting topic later on, Bill. As you know,
Let's
recently Stan Lee, Mr. Marvel himself,
Right.
passed away at the age of 95, almost 96. And there's a little foreshadowing to later on in the show where we're going to be discussing Stan Lee, his work, things that we can remember about him and move forward with. But then Bill Maher, commentary pundit, jerk off guy, had some things to say and kind of made some waves over the last 2 weeks after Stan's passing. So, the adulting theme will come back around later on in the show. I just wanted to touch on that real quick.
Yeah.
To, get everybody prepared. You got to plant the seeds.
You do.
And then fuck the plant.
Yeah.
What?
What's that from?
That's from,
with Seth Rogen and Pineapple Express.
No, that's 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
It's talking about sex.
Yeah. Okay, you got yeah.
Not weed.
Okay, well, it could go either way. So Bill, before we came down, we were at your house, discussing.
When were you at my house?
I was. You weren't there.
When?
Your wife was.
Oh. Wait, today?
Yeah.
I was there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you were there because we were talking, and what we were talking about was, we have some topics to discuss on our our show notes outline.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're prepared. We're professional.
You're professional?
We are, believe it or not.
The Cinescape professional.
Yes, that's right. So, just nothing really had been jumping out at us in terms of, the va-va-voom.
No jump out. No va-va. Not even a voom.
Not even one va.
No va.
It's like a half a va.
No voom.
It's like veh. Maybe like an exaggerated half va. I mean, we can go over some stuff quickly, but I think today, if you have been following the show for any amount of time, the normal format of our show. But if you're just new and joining us for the first time, you might see something. Well, obviously, if you're new, you're going to see something new. But I think we're gonna be a little bit different today. I think today's going to be more of an open format kind of thing.
Open casket?
Open casket. You can see everything that's going on, everything that happened.
It might not be exactly what you want to see.
Everything that's going to go down, get it into the ground. Ayo. That's a good one. I wish we had our actual soundboard instead of this piece of crap one. Laptop. Mike, where's that?
It literally just says soundboard.
It's like I got to scroll.
I have a soundboard.
There's no buttons here.
We are working on all of our upgrade. Look.
Yeah, after I spent 20 seconds looking for it.
because
there's no buttons. There's no hotkeys.
For our
hotkeys at Mike.
Our viewers out there, when we were in the studio, there was this color-coded arrangement.
I did that myself, by the way.
Of tiles. Yeah, I know. And
OCD was kicking in. I got to organize.
Oh, now I don't have my Mr. Tile collection of little color.
Everything was grouped by color, so you knew at what time to play what certain.
For a guy who's colorblind.
Listen here, podcast divas. I will make sure that by next show, this is a guarantee, you'll have your soundboard back.
Hey, that's just appeasing him,
I know. Well, you got it. He's the boss. Look at him with that beard.
Yeah.
Your opinion, man.
I hope so. I mean, the
Cinescape gets what the Cinescape wants.
This thing, it does what it does, but what it does isn't very good. So, we're
Maybe
just,
Santa will bring you. One.
Maybe have some delayed clips. Maybe have some off-kilter conversation today.
Off-kilter?
Yeah, off-kilter.
Oh.
Believe it or not. We have some things that we can bring up. Absolutely. So we're gonna kind of freebase today.
We're gonna freebase.
We're freebasing. Welcome to the Cinescape podcast.
That's right. Yeah. We're gonna be melting into your ear holes.
Look out for that unicorn.
I don't know if today's show is brought to you by Alternate Dimension Toys, but make sure that you stop in there today for the largest collection of toys, collectibles, and Funko Pop figures. Andy, we're back at it, so start sending that money back over our way. Sponsors.
I went up.
They have a. I just saw the day before, they have a trade night coming up for the Christmas holiday season. The holiday trade night. Make sure you check out their Facebook page, facebook.com/alternate dimension toys.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of any of these, collectibles and
what's a trade night?
So, Bill, you're more suited to this to explain. So go ahead.
So it's where you have various people who collect these figures come out, and you'll bring things, bring your figures to trade with other people of value. And it's also kind of a little bit of a
nerdery.
A bit of a dick contest, because some people will bring these ones that they don't even intend on trading. They're just worth a lot of money.
My Grail collection that you're never going to be able to acquire.
Just to show what they got.
Right. It's like, I'm not going to get rid of this, but
right.
I just wanted you to know how big my cock is in nerdom, and, that's the size of this action figure. So, yeah, but it's a cool time, you get to hang out. Sometimes there's people that actually trade stuff, and you find something cool that you might be looking for. That's the size of this. Oh. Whoa, hey. Reverb.
I accidentally went onto the live stream on the laptop here.
You should have muted first.
Yeah, I have to have it on for the soundboard, so when I switch back and forth, I'll have to unmute. Just looked at the chat here. Marty Krzanos, that we've had on the show a number of times, both as a guest and as a competitor in the Cinescape Trivia Challenge League. He's in the chat here. He says, hey, FYI, I'm a head writer and associate producer for a comedy feature set to be shot in Palm Springs, Cali in May 2019. We have pretty great names associated with it. Something for a future show, perhaps. We'll absolutely have to get in touch with Marty, and
I need Marty to put me in a movie or something. I need a part, Marty.
Marty, I'm trying to contact with us and let us know what's going on.
Send
with
you
this
some headshots.
We had Marty on when his film Mazurkas was coming out.
Yeah, which you can pick up on online right now. Go to, I believe, I'm sure Marty could always plug it, but I think he said
Marty, put that in if you're still streaming live. Put the link to Mazurkas.
Pick it up online. Check it out for the holiday season. It's a great movie.
I also wanted to mention in the chat,
tears to your eye.
Gentleman Richard Olson says, "I want to hold that big cock."
Wow. Whose?
I don't know.
Huh.
Rich.
He didn't specify. I mean, there's three of us here at the table.
Together, that could be one big
just
cock.
let us know, which one is.
Rich Olson is the host of Brothers Grimm. They broadcast on Cranium Radio, who Toxic Radio is kind of in talks right now to do some stuff together with them.
Yeah.
I was a guest on Brothers Grimm, and it is the most interesting show in terms of just BSing about anything. We did virtual reality porn on the show, which is great radio.
Virtual reality porn at Bill's apartment.
That was just you watching him and his girl.
No, I had the goggles on. We tried it.
So you had the just goggles on while he was going at it?
No, not him.
Don't worry, baby.
I was the virtual porn.
Bill and I and our wives, well, I guess this isn't sounding any better.
Really not.
This sounded great. Were you slinging? What were you doing?
Slinging. Honey, that's not what they meant.
You just look at her and go, well, that's what's going to happen. But they also had a discussion on the show about how one of their buddies, his girl, didn't know, they've been married for years, didn't know that licking balls was a thing that girls did.
What? Can you repeat that?
That was an interesting show. Do it live! Check them out. They're every Monday night on Cranium Radio.
All right.
All right, yeah,
There
find
you
that
are,
on an airwave near you somewhere.
There you go.
So yeah, let's get into a little bit of something here.
Yeah,
Bill.
you got some news. Someone died, right?
A couple people did.
Ah,
I know Stan
shit.
Lee's dead. But you know who else is dead? The
Wow.
creator of SpongeBob.
I can't believe
You see how he rolled right over
he
that?
rolled right like
Stanley
the
dead.
internet really did stand still for a whole day.
Hello, America. On this day,
Look,
just
I
to let
already
you
told you
know,
we're gonna talk about him.
Stanley is dead, and please do not eat the romaine lettuce. Thank you. This news report is brought to you by CNN.
Yeah, so SpongeBob SquarePants creator Steven Hillenburg passed away this
Who's
week
that?
at the age of 57 due to complications from his battle with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. SpongeBob has been one of the most popular animated series since its debut in 1999.
Gotta tell you.
multiple feature films, multiple dozen at least seasons.
Yeah, well, you know what? I can tell you.
What can you tell me?
I don't watch any of that shit.
You didn't watch SpongeBob?
I don't watch
like
SpongeBob.
ever?
Nah.
You never watched SpongeBob?
I gotta say, it was at a cusp for me of
Oh God, don't care, don't care.
certain point in my life where I grew up and started watching older shit, you know, and I thought SpongeBob, you know. Nope. Nope, didn't watch it.
Well, yeah, he's dead, so
Yeah, so no more SpongeBob.
I know there's a new SpongeBob movie coming out next year.
Well, it's not gonna have him in it.
No, well, it will. Well, I mean, he's just the creator. He's like not in the movie.
Well, I mean, didn't he do like a voice or something?
No,
No
He just
voice?
Made the show, created the characters.
Well, that's dumb. They didn't really do
Fucking
anything.
Dauber from
I mean-
Coach does Patrick Starr's voice. That's
Well,
it.
yeah, it's the character. He made the character. The character's nothing without the voice.
Well, it's two different things, though.
Is it?
Yeah,
You can
because
write
It's
this
like
hey, I got an idea for a starfish.
so here maybe.
but if the
maybe-
character doesn't make it come to life,
yeah, it's in the voice. But like, think of it this way: like, can you remember cartoons growing up where it was very evident that the voice actor for that character got replaced, like from one show to the next, and you're like, that's not his right. Like Ninja Turtles did it a couple times with Raphael's voice, like the original
Yeah.
80s cartoon version. Like they would just flip flop voices around all the time. You're like, this just doesn't.
The
sound
biggest
right.
one was the
and it was like
Flintstones.
distracting.
The
Yeah,
Flintstones with what the fuck is the guy's name from Flintstones?
Barney.
No,
Fred.
Fred. Yeah, Fred. They changed his and it was really weird.
Yeah, you would remember that, you old man.
There you go.
Bazinga!
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, I got some bad news, Bill.
What's that?
Well, yeah, talking about the the Marvel universe here.
Right.
So Marvel and Netflix had this
Yeah.
universe going. We know
Slowly
Luke Cage
crumbling
and Iron
here.
Fist were canceled recently.
Yeah.
But Bill, Netflix canceled another series as Daredevil has been the latest on the chopping block to join Luke Cage and Iron Fist. While there's possible hope that the upcoming Disney Plus streaming service could take over the series, only time will tell if fans will see them transitioned back over with the original cast. But Jessica Jones and The Punisher are still remaining on Netflix. Now, Bill, we were looking at this. I believe it was from CBR.com, Comic Book Resources.
Yeah.
A writer from Rolling Stone actually came out. I believe he's a TV critic. Was what he was, or was he a writer? Yeah, I think he might have been some kind of a writer for I don't know what show.
Somebody thinks he's
I don't know.
qualified.
He's
to
doing
do
something. But this guy says that he has like 100%, insider hot take knowledge that the Disney Plus service is not going to bring these shows back.
Yeah.
They're for all intents and purposes done. Maybe you can justify Iron Fist because nobody really liked that one. Luke Cage was kind of all right. So to see those two shows go,
Yeah.
whether or not it is going to get picked up by Disney Plus or whatever, or if they're just done, maybe you could see that. But Daredevil has been really the driving force behind
for
the
sure.
whole Netflix Marvel universe. So, what do you think this means for this franchise and any of these Netflix shows? Because the writing's on the wall for The Punisher and Jessica Jones at this point that they're going to get canceled too.
Yeah, I mean, those are, your bottom bitches of the pile anyway. So, I mean, they're not really going to go off to do anything other big things, if anything at all.
I feel like because Jessica Jones hasn't been canceled yet,
Mhm.
it's been getting the reverse Me Too treatment. Like,
Yeah.
we're not going to cancel the only girl one first, so we're going to hold on to that one until like last.
Yeah, and I mean,
Even
but,
though it's not the most popular one.
and Disney hasn't even stated whether or not they have any intentions to go along with these shows. It was presumed that Disney's starting its own service. Well, you're gonna want your own headliners and that sort. And the way we do that is knowing that we had a successful product that we put in the hands of other creative people, and we want to bring that back. Well, necessarily, I don't know. I just read one of the comments.
You see that? I'm sorry. Bill's cousin Matt is in the chat that I just happened to look at, and all his comments says,
"Hold on, I gotta fold some towels."
So Matt and Mike just replied. It says, "But seriously, are you guys doing the show from a laundry room?" And I just saw it in the middle of Bill's setting.
Bam, 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 bam.
It just made me laugh. And then he left a emoji picture of a basket. That's funny stuff there, Matthew.
I don't even think I'm upgraded on iOS because it just shows that question mark in a box. So I got nothing over here. I don't upgrade my phone all the time,
Oh, Billy.
It's bad news, Bill.
It's bad news, Bill. So what were we talking about?
Yeah, Daredevil's canceled. What's going on?
Yo, pass me those dryer sheets, by the way.
What? What do you need dryer sheets for?
For the laundry.
Okay, I get it.
Oh, Billy.
Daredevil.
It's not the size of the room.
It's the... All right. So,
Great.
can you open a window in here? It's getting stuffy,
A little musty.
Sorry, we got the dryer.
Yeah, the
going on.
dryer is poorly ventilated. I don't know if the viewership at home could see my steamed up glasses, but
So sultry in here. right
sultry.
now. That's a good one.
I get it. Turn the heat on. Get it warmed up to 85. Me on top of my wife, Donna, making sweet, passionate love. Thrusting away.
Because she got a great ass.
And then my son Gabriel walked in while I was on top of her. Deep, painful thrusts. And the boy walked in. And Donna said, "No, Gabriel, go away." And I said, "No, let the boy watch. He must watch the way I learned from my father, for him, from his father. And he will learn what is being consecrated here
Do we have to pay
today."
for this performance? Jesus.
You can pay through PayPal or Venmo.
PayPal or Venmo.
What about Bitcoin?
Bitcoin? Yeah, I'll take those Bitcoins. Damn, those eyes. What do you got next?
I don't
Since
know.
I just
I'm looking
totally
at
derailed
another
you.
comment on the chat here.
Yeah.
From Richard Olson. He says 3 clocks, 2 hands. Gonna be a busy afternoon.
That's a lot
I
of
don't-
clocks.
I think you
know.
might.
And then Matt also asks if you guys just came out of the closet. Finally, he says.
No.
What's up with all the hatred in the chat today,
Yeah.
here, Bill? We're just getting back on track here for
Me too.
time. Fuck you guys.
It's the holiday season,
Yeah,
guys.
it's the spirit of
it's the spirit.
spirit.
Some spirit.
Something like that.
Jump some spirit, just their spirit.
Some
We don't
kind of
know.
Passion. Kind of passion or
Yeah, something. Just
some-
deck the halls.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah.
All right, well, let's get back on track here.
Oh, he misspelled. It meant cocks.
Oh, well, that makes a lot more sense then.
Does it?
Yeah.
He said effing spell check.
What's he on? Typing on Word first?
Yeah, word processor. You draft this first.
Word perfect.
Bobby Cook in the room.
Speaking of, sorry to hijack it for a second, but speaking of Christmas, what are your guys' favorite Christmas movies? I don't know if that's a
I was
future
watching
episode,
Jingle All the Way last
but
night.
I was watching
Jingle
Santa,
all
I was
the-
watching the
It was on
Santa
AMC
Claus.
like back to back.
Is that the one with
Arnold?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Turbo Man.
That's a great Christmas.
Fucking Sinbad.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie all the way through.
Oh my God.
Really?
It's
That's
great.
a good one.
Ta Turbo
And
Man.
the fucking kid is the kid who plays young Anakin in episode 1, Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, isn't he in jail? Or
I
like,
don't know. Jamie, please!
maybe.
Come on, put the cookie down!
I was watching the Santa Claus.
Fucking
the
Phil
other night.
Hartman.
The original?
Yeah, with
Because there's like
Tim Allen.
4 or 5 of them, isn't there?
The Santa
Yeah.
Claus with Tim
The one.
Allen.
Dude, I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
That's
a
the only one I've
classic.
seen. I know what the one had Martin Short in it. I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was like the third one where he plays.
I like that one.
Never saw
He
it.
was like the Mr. Frost or Mr. whatever the
Yeah.
frig it was,
Yeah.
but that was a good one. That wasn't bad.
Didn't see it.
I still like what's the one with
I like Jungle to Jungle.
no.
Speaking of Tim Allen.
Christmas movies. Jesus
Favorite
Christ.
Tim Allen movies.
When
should
it's
be
the
a list.
brother of Santa Claus.
The brother, Fred Claus.
Fred Claus. That was a good one. I like that one.
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. Where who did they have was the radio DJ Elf.
Radio DJ.
Yeah, it was a rapper.
Flavor Flav.
No.
He kind of looks
What
elfish.
movie is this?
This is Fred Claus with
Oh, yeah.
Vince Vaughn.
I don't even know if I've seen that.
No, that's a good one. I know
yeah.
that they got one on, I think it's Netflix right now. No.
The one with Kurt Russell.
Yes, that's what I
didn't
want to
watch
say.
it yet.
Have you guys seen that? You guys should.
They said that the beard he's wearing is like 75% his.
My favorite, really?
Yeah.
Favorite Christmas movie
That's
of all
an
time.
insider tip,
and
man.
the sequel was just as good as the original, Bad Santa.
Oh,
yeah,
Bad Santa's
Bad
great.
Santa.
And that sequel was just as good.
No, it wasn't.
No? Kathy Bates being a swearing, dirty whore mother?
See, Bill, we've had discussions about, all of us have comedy sequels.
Yeah.
And, what works so well.
The kid grew up.
I know, and
Oh, that was so
because in the
good.
sequel, it just seems like they're just really forcing it, and especially with a movie like that one that was, 10 years after the original.
Yeah, that's what was so great
So
about
like
that. They
Dumb
got
and Dumber
the kid.
2, like all these movies
Dumb and
that
Dumber
are coming
2,
out
definitely.
like so long after the original came out, and they're just like trying so hard to be what the first original one was. Like
I give you Dumb and Dumber 2 because I watched that and I went, why? Like, why are you doing
I'm
this?
so
Like, the original was so good.
Caddyshack 2.
That's not even
But-
worth talking about.
But no, but
Breathing
Bad,
over.
Bad Santa 2, I think,
It
just
wasn't
as good.
bad.
Just as good.
No, it was nowhere near
Just as good.
So I'll say
It was
this:
alright.
if you type in best Christmas movies into Google, it will pull up Die Hard in the search results.
Yeah. I think we talked about that before. Bruce
Yeah.
Willis came out and said that it's not a Christmas movie.
It's not.
But that's also debatable. Like
That Deadpool's a Christmas movie.
Gremlins, is Gremlins a Christmas
Right,
movie?
exactly.
Yeah.
Deadpool, Gremlins, anything that happens during Christmas is a Christmas movie. It's not true.
You're
Not true.
You're not true.
What do you think about Scrooged?
That's a good one.
That's a
Bill
Bill
Murray,
Murray.
Scrooged.
no.
Modern
I like
update on the
Scrooge.
classic.
I also like the animated version with Jim Carrey.
Grinch.
No. Didn't he do a? Yeah, he did a Scrooge. What was it called? Oh, God damn it! Where's IMDb?
Oh God damn it!
God damn it! Do it live. I fucking know that this is a thing.
Do it live!
And you guys, what was it called? He did an animated version. It was a computer animated version. I went and saw it live with my mom.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
Do
about.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was a Christmas Carol.
A Christmas Carol. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
That was
just-
great.
It was a CGI
Mhm.
version of the original story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Trading Places would be a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Oh my God, I say that is a Christmas movie. At the end, everybody's just happy. Plus, you get to see what's her name's tits.
Oh, Jamie
That
Lee
made
Curtis.
that movie made me fall in love with Jamie Lee Curtis, and to this day, even with her Activia commercial,
So you know she's shitting regular.
I would still do her. How old is she?
She's probably in her 60s.
Let me see. How old is she? I don't care how old she is. I will still
Oh, God, don't care.
throw it.
Don't
Okay, never
care.
mind.
No, you don't care how old she is.
Oh.
Is Batman Returns a Christmas movie?
Ooh.
Hmm.
Is Batman Returns a Christmas
You know, I
movie?
feel like in
No,
a couple
no.
weeks we should do a list of Christmas movies that aren't traditionally recognized as Christmas movies.
Yeah, people at home play along. Like, you know.
Yeah, if you have
come
any,
up with your own.
Yeah, we can make a fan list and compare it against ours or something like that. Maybe.
Which Home Alone is your favorite? 1 or 2?
I think 2 might be my favorite.
Why?
Because I was
because
movie,
they upped the ante from 1.
You know, honestly, I feel like I might have seen the second one first as a kid.
What?
Well, I was born in '86, so Home Alone, the first one came out in
right.
'91. The second one came out. Actually, the second one came out in '92.
I was like 30 years old at that point.
They were less than you're old as shit. Mike had kids Home Alone.
I was out drinking while they were home watching the movie.
That's better than leaving in the car with the windows rolled up in the summertime.
That is true. The second one, no, the first
but
one.
yeah, they came out a year apart from each other. I believe one was '91 and one was '92. I feel like just from the newness of the second one and my age, I saw the second one first. I don't know if I'm 100% on that, but they're both awesome. I mean, it's apples to apples.
Christmas movie I friggin' despise and hate that I tried to watch. What is that one where it's like, it's black and white. It's a classic.
Miracle on 34th Street?
Fuck that movie.
I'm Kris Kringle.
No,
Stupid as shit.
I don't give a shit about that movie.
Stupid as shit.
Or the remake.
Yeah. Stupid as shit.
I'm fine with that.
What about Ernest Saves Christmas?
Oh! Classic.
Classic. Dude, Ernest movies
do a
are
marathon
just
with all these.
We need to. I think we need to have like a. We need funding for this, but we need to rent out a theater at Christmas, and we can show that movie, or just a random. Where's the Delsey Drive-In from here?
I don't know.
It's close by, right?
I don't leave this house.
There's a drive-in from where we are in New Jersey right now. There's a drive-in theater. I actually tried to contact them before about hosting something, but I never heard back. Delsey Drive-In. But if you're listening, how about we have like a screening at the drive-in theater of like Ernest Goes to Africa. See how many people come to see
a triple feature. 3 Ernest movies. 3.
Nobody saw Ernest Goes to Africa when it came out. Why were they going to go see it now?
I remember the poster of that movie being up in the video store on New Falls Road.
Well, and you know what?
Our video store was called The Video Store.
And it
was right across the street from the meat store.
But Ernest Goes to Africa came out like right at the height of.
I think that came out after he died, actually.
But it came out at a time
posthumously.
Came out at a time when Jim Carrey just finished doing Ace Ventura: Nature Calls, which was also like a going to to Africa.
That came out a couple years after that.
What?
Ernest Goes to Africa.
Yeah, but I mean, like it was like a rehash of that in a sense.
I've never seen it, to be honest with you.
Don't.
Okay. There's a bunch of like direct-to-video ones too.
Yeah, but there's
like
only
Ernest Goes to the Moon.
Ernest Goes to the Moon. Ernest Wipes Right. Ernest on Tinder?
Rest in peace, Jim.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, dude.
Oh, Billy.
How old was he when he passed? He wasn't that
old. What, he had throat cancer, right?
Yeah, well,
remember when he was in Beverly Hills Billies?
He did a great job in that movie. Yeah. Great job.
Yeah, we missed you, Jim.
So yeah, definitely got to do a Christmas episode.
Yeah,
let's get those lists together. I love lists.
Yeah, we like lists. Lists are good.
I love lamp.
Are you just saying that because you're seeing one in the room, or do you actually love the lamp?
I love lamp.
So you guys have been on hiatus for a little bit, so I want to ask a question. Right. Is the Cinescape what was it called? The challenge, the belt, the whole
trivia challenge.
Is that still going on?
We were just discussing that on the way over.
So
we would love to start, the challenge back up. We had a lot of fierce competitors.
Should we get a little inside baseball here, Bill, for a minute? Because I think we can.
I like how he got
because we were
soft.
We were all there, the 3 of us.
Yeah.
So a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
The 3 of us, looked at a new studio space in Hatboro, Pennsylvania.
Hatsboro.
The name of the place, Bill, of course, is
The laboratory.
The laboratory. So the
great facility, awesome place.
Is a place pretty much for gaming competitions. They host tournaments and things like that. The E-leagues and stuff like that.
Right.
But they also have space in the back where we might be able to do some shows there with some extra giddy up, a little bit closer to home for us. So with the more open floor plan of the space, Mike, we're gonna cue you in here. On the way down, we were thinking maybe with the Cinescape Trivia Challenge or some different types of shows that we may want to be trying out. We might utilize that space for certain things.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
We'll talk more off air because I have an idea.
You got an idea, huh?
Yeah.
He's got stuff brewing.
I have to listen in on the after show for this idea.
Yeah, trust me, people listening, I love that idea. It is closer to home for you guys, and obviously commuting is a big deal in today's society with gas prices going so high.
Actually, they're coming down pretty nice.
All right, then shut up. Then what the idea I have is going to go
the other day.
But we'll talk more off air. But
right.
I'm glad that the challenge is still alive and well. Yes. I like that we still have the belts, and we'll have to get some of the old guys back in here to throw down, as they say.
Some of the old guys might be dead, but some of them are still alive and ready to compete.
Richard also in the chat says 3 cocks, 7 testicles.
I don't even know what the hell that means.
I don't either. But speaking of the trivia challenge, we're gonna have to.
It's an odd number of testicles.
He's got certain things on the brain right now.
I don't know.
I don't know what he's doing on a Saturday night.
No, we're gonna have to figure out who is returning, who can, especially champion wise.
Right. I mean, we met so
many
people.
Our current champions, singles and tag, going to be able to retain their title and continue, performing. So we're going to be on the lookout for competitors who may not be able to return, maybe new competitors to enter. The challenge is not going away. It's only going to get bigger and better.
Yes.
Especially, I believe, with where we want to actually film these matches, in terms of the production quality for them, what we could do with that in that space. But look forward to that. Maybe in a couple months we'll get some things going here. We're just getting back into it.
Yeah.
But Bill, anything else behind the scenes inside baseball you want to get out there?
Just my balls, sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls.
Yes.
Okay. So we've had some TV, Bill. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about this Blade Runner anime series coming.
I don't even think anybody's interested.
I don't want to talk about that because I do want to talk about a show that ended a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
that we frequently recap their seasons.
Right.
American Horror Story.
American Horror Story.
Been the apocalypse season.
I just blow your ears out, Mike.
Blew his O-ring out. But American Horror Story Apocalypse has ended. A shorter season episode-wise than we've seen traditionally. A lot of things going on. Did they hold up everything? Did they tie things back in together that they did or didn't do throughout the season? And what actually happened? So, Bill, as we get into our American Horror Story recap, just
spoilers.
Quick
spoilers.
We are going to spoil it, so if you haven't seen it,
So Mike from Canada or whatever, Dan.
Remember that fucking guy?
Samuel. I don't know what his name was.
I think he was Dan.
You ruined the movie for me.
Dummy.
Yeah. So yeah, the show ended. What did you think of it, Sean? I mean, having been invested in the past seasons. If anybody didn't know your displeasure with the past few seasons,
well, they should
already,
if they've been watching our show because
we
we both hated Roanoke. We both hated Cult, right? Is that the last one? Or
no?
What was the last one? Yeah, Cult.
Was it Cult?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
last season.
Yeah.
Hated them. We hated them both.
Yeah,
they were by far the worst seasons in our opinions of the show. So it was really imperative they got back on track in a big way.
Right.
We knew that they were going to be tying in past season storylines all together.
Right.
So it was the Coven storyline, the original Murder House storyline, mixed with new stuff. Bringing back old characters, old plots, old storylines, and then mixing it around with some new things. It was really, the premise was really great. I got hooked from probably the first episode toward the second half of the first episode through the next couple. It kind of started to lose me a little bit from the way that they were telling the story in terms of the the time jumps.
Yeah,
because it starts out in the the present time, quote unquote, and then as they start introducing the older characters from the witches from the Coven season or whatever it is,
right?
They start jumping backward in time story wise, and then they're jumping back and forth so much and staying in that kind of a pattern where it's hard to figure out what you're watching and when that is actually taking place. Like it took me probably, there's like 3 or 4 episodes in a row, I'm like, I just don't know like where they are right now. Did this already happen or is this happening right now? And it was a little bit jarring, especially
everything that's happening now is happening now. What happened to then? We passed it.
Right.
When? Just now.
When will now be then?
Soon.
So it's hard to know where you're at in the story. And then as it started to get closer to the end of the season, like I said, they had I think usually they have like 16 episodes, but it was only 13 maybe. They cut a couple out, which is something that I was actually lobbying for in the past seasons because they just drag on. They have to start adding like side
and now your
twists here and
complaint
there.
was that you wish they had played it out
in a way,
more.
just because.
But
it's getting down to like the last 2 or 3 episodes, and there's so many dangling plot points. You're like, how are they going to tie this all up and wrap everything up in a way
time
that's
travel?
Time travel is a spoiler alert. The antagonist of the entire season is a character that was, spawned from the original Murder House season, the first season, and develops his character throughout. But he's supposed to be, the son of Satan.
Yeah.
The Antichrist. And he's exploding heads with his mind and doing all this crazy shit. And then, the witches are all trying to do their thing and figure out a way to stop him. And then, they figure out how to Marty McFly. And chick just goes and Princess Leia's daughter goes and just hits him with a minivan.
Yeah. No, it was a Range Rover.
Whatever it is.
Well, you do have to care because when you
I don't sell cars anymore, Bill.
No, I know you don't. But when you are talking about time travel here, so she time traveled and went to a point in time,
right?
And when she crossed that road,
we're going, we don't need roads.
Well, she did need roads, and she needed and she apparently couldn't carry out her task with any old ordinary car. She needed a Range Rover. So I'm a little perplexed as to how she acquired that Range Rover. Did she go to a dealership? Did she time travel and get massive amounts of cash? Did she rob a bank or something to go buy the Range Rover, tax-free or some kind of shit like that in Delaware? I don't know. But she had a Range Rover nonetheless and killed the lead antagonist of the show. And
bad.
It was cool stuff, though. Satanism. There was a lot of Satanism going on in the show.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people might not be aware that Satanism is the
I believe Kathy Bates came
our
out
show.
and said that there was like a specific scene or sequence that she absolutely would not film, with the whole Satanism thing, just because of her own personal, religious beliefs. Like, I forget what exactly it was, but she wasn't gonna like kneel down and like bow before.
No, I won't get married.
Statue of Satan or something like that. Because that got really heady into the kind of stuff that was going on with pulling hearts out of chests and eating them with your bare hands, and
which is great for protein. I hear.
Absolutely, it's a great way to stay in shape.
Absolutely.
But let's get back to the antagonist Michael. So they set him up basically as a mysterious character that just pops up in like second or third episode, and then they figure out a way to tie him in to the original Murder House season as the baby of the result of the ghost of Evan Peters' Tate character raping the wife of Dermot Mulroney, Connie Britton.
Yeah.
And he starts developing these powers over the course of growing up. And what's her face, the lead actress in the first season, the older lady, Jessica Lange.
Yeah.
They bring her back and show her raising Michael, and he's doing all this fucked up shit, killing animals and all this shit. So they prop him up as this like giant baddie, and they start almost like retconning things in a way where they're bringing back like the witches from the Coven season. Like, this one's dead. Oh, well, actually she was in limbo and hell or wherever. Right. So it was interesting how they were trying to incorporate all of those things. Maybe execution wise here and there, it didn't really line up perfectly. But the material that they were using, especially from those 2 seasons in particular, were some of the better ones.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see a story that had those characters in them. But another thing that took me out of it was the use of characters or actors playing multiple characters, especially with the whole time confusion. You're seeing, oh, well, here's Sarah Paulson's witch character, but then she's also in this bunker playing another character, and then these people all see both of these characters like, oh, well, didn't you realize that they look exactly the same? Like, aren't you questioning that? Or how much of our disbelief are you supposed to be suspending?
Oh, no, I think those are just those like laughable moments that you can, like, where they're just kind of poking fun at what they already do. Like, they already play multiple characters, and so it's just like shtick making fun of themselves,
But then it was difficult to follow, though, because Evan Peters, his one character, like the computer nerd character, him and Billy Eichner,
which are hilarious.
Their characters, I thought they had 2 different ones, but they were actually still the same exact ones. Like, it got towards the end of the series, like Billy Eichner's character from the nerd dude was the same dude who was actually with the big nose annoying chick.
Yeah.
You could like tell how many calories were in a brownie.
Right.
So it was just uneven in terms of getting you to understand what's what and the general scope of flow for that show. So it kind of threw me off a little bit. And then, like I said, just the way that Michael, who's supposed to be like all powerful, like just fucking gets ran over by a car and dies.
Michael got ran over by a Range Rover. He didn't see it necessarily.
But then they do like reset it up towards the end of the season where they show characters from the very first episode.
Yeah.
Your wife and I actually talked about this. One is like the white kid and the black chick, and they like they fall in love. And they're not supposed to be banging or anything.
Yeah.
But then they like reintroduce them as different characters at the very end because Michael's plan A didn't work out with time travel, but it's eventually still going to happen the same way.
Yeah.
So like they show those 2 getting together again, and they wind up spawning the new Antichrist,
Satan.
church lady.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think something I read somewhere said that next season might actually be a continuation of this one. I don't know how true that is, or what kind of stock to put in that. But that could be interesting in a way because you set something up and kind of shortchanged it.
Yeah.
And especially because they added a lot of new characters to this season, they can continue that story with the new characters and not have to bring some of the older people back.
See, my only concern with that is that you basically squeezed all the juice out of all those prior seasons to give you what you needed to make this season work. And if you're trying to build something off of this season into that, well, is it gonna be, are you gonna have to try and squeeze all that juice again out of prior seasons plus this one to make a new
Juice?
Squeeze that juice drip down my face. So basically in the end, are you gonna feel it down in your plums?
I can.
So that's my only concern with with like a continuation season, if it doesn't have every season's kind of all had either their own originality up to a certain point. Sure, with some with some crossover, some storyline, carryovers in that sense. But I don't know.
I think it's just one of my favorite things about the season that they did bring so many higher profile characters back and actors to play the roles. And they repeatedly killed them off in really ridiculous ways. Like Emma Roberts, how many times did she die? Like, she was dead in the beginning, and then she came back and died, and then she came back and got her head exploded.
Yeah, great.
Just so many of them just died in gruesome ways. It was kind of funny. It was just like a little nod, poking fun at their own franchise there. It was pretty fun to see. But I mean, other than that, the crux of the story was pretty cool. For the most part, I liked it, and the execution at the end maybe wasn't the greatest, but in terms of what they gave us, especially with the last 2 seasons, definitely
made
an upgrade. So let us know in the chat, did you like this current season of American Horror Story? Did you not? What were your favorite things? What things did you dislike? Let us know in there. So Bill, we're actually going to move along here.
Yeah.
So we've been talking TV a lot. So we're going to see, and this is the problem with this goddamn soundboard, because I can't find the damn flipping the script. This is Mike's fault again.
My fault.
Mike's fault.
My fault.
Oh, you know what? I might have it here. And now I have TV buzz.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, here it is. Hey, we're going to flip our script. Phil, we're going to talk about movies because a new Candyman film is on the way, with Jordan Peele and his Monkey Paw Productions company set to produce. Billed as a quote-unquote spiritual sequel to the original 1992 Tony Todd starring film, Peele released the following statement. You ready, Bill?
Yeah.
The original was a landmark film for black representation in the horror genre. Alongside Night of the Living Dead, Candyman was a major inspiration for me as a filmmaker. And to have a bold new talent like Nia, who is the director of the film, at the helm of this project is truly exciting. We're honored to bring the next chapter of Candyman canon to life and eager to provide new audiences with an entry point to Clive Barker's legend. No word yet on if Tony Todd will be returning to the film franchise in any kind of capacity. The film is actually set for a June 12th, 2020 release from Universal.
I don't listen to no soft ass shit.
Bill, more Candyman. What do you think? Are you going to be going in the bathroom and turning the lights out?
I'll check this out. I was a fan of the original one with Tony Todd. It was a nice suspenseful blend with some horror in there. It's
got the hook hand.
Yeah, I mean it was when you see some of the gruesome scenes in the movie, it definitely has that Clive Barker touch to it.
And Hellraiser.
Yeah, like Hellraiser. So yeah, I'm excited to see what this is going to be all about, and I mean if we get old Tony Todd in there, that'll be great. But I mean after seeing what Peele did with
was it Get Out?
Get Out, yeah,
that was good.
Definitely, I think he's got the knack to create that suspense and that thriller type feel. So I'll be looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So Creed 2.
Apollo
Creed.
Apollo Creed.
Creed 2 is out, but on the heels of the release of Creed 2, Sylvester Stallone has announced his apparent retirement from the role of Rocky Balboa. On an Instagram post, Stallone thanked his fans for supporting him for more than 40 years, playing the iconic role of a Philadelphia-born boxer.
A lot of time.
Rattlers.
Adrian, Paulie, my robot. You remember my robot?
What was the robot say? That was a good trivia challenge.
Hey, can't have a good time without a good watch.
That's right.
So, yeah.
If anybody's in the chat, find us the name of the robot.
Happy birthday, Paulie.
That's great.
So yeah, he fights Drago's fights Drago's son in this movie, and we got a little showdown with old man Ivan Drago and Balboa in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So I still need to go see that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet either. Definitely
we should do a quick segment of movies that you still need to see. Venom,
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man.
Didn't see that one.
Yeah.
What else is coming out this year?
I don't know.
what movies did you not see this year, audience? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Bill, I want to touch on a topic that we started the show off. So we talked about Stan Lee's passing
Yeah.
at the top of the show. And then I said I wanted to mention the word adulting again that you brought up.
The word of the Lord.
Thanks, Peter. So this Bill Maher gentleman. Oh no, my page is loading here. But
Loading.
yeah, after Stan's passing, Bill Maher, like we had mentioned before, came on, I guess, his show or whatever he's got, and really shat all over Stan Lee's legacy and the entire fan base that his work was geared towards.
Right.
I'm gonna read some of the excerpts from what he said, and take it as you will. If you're okay with what he said, if you're not. But I feel just as fans of his work, and a lot of our stuff that we do on this show is based off of our love for the whole space that he helped to create.
Yeah.
This is still loading.
Still loaded.
Entertainment Weekly here. So, like I said, Bill Maher, had some not so nice things to say about Stan, and this is what he said. Donald Trump could only get elected in a country that thinks comic books are important. The guy who created Spider-Man and the Hulk has died, and America is in mourning. Deep, deep mourning for a man who inspired millions to, I don't know, watch a movie, I guess. So the post that he had this in is actually called Adulting, the name of the post. Someone on Reddit posted, I'm so incredibly grateful I lived in a world that included Stan Lee. Personally, I feel grateful I lived in a world that included oxygen and trees, but to each his own. So just multiple comments and, not so nice things to say about this culture.
Yeah.
He goes on to say, now I have nothing against comic books. I read them now and then when I was a kid, but I was all about the Hardy Boys. The assumption of everyone had back then, but the adults and the kids, were that comics were for kids. And when you grew up and moved on to big boy books without pictures. This goes on and on and on. And you would think that after the backlash they'd first started receiving, he would come out to kind of backtrack on things a little bit. But not only did he not do that, he really piled on more and more, and saw the things that the fans of the genre and stans were saying, and then said, this is just proving my point of what I was getting at. These people are just children in adult bodies, basically. What do you say to somebody who's, taking a dump all over someone who's, really important to the things that you love?
Yeah. I think, the thing is with Bill Maher, I mean, we all know what his agenda's all about. I mean, he's a shock comic.
Stir the pot.
He stirs the pot. He's he has his show on HBO, which is meant to deliver these satirical reviews of politics and things like that. And I think his comments were completely misguided with not taking into consideration. I think all he did was spawn a generation of people to go watch a movie. No, he spawned people that enjoyed comics, that when they grew up, figured I can make a job out of, making a movie of this comic book. And I think, today's generation only maybe knows the movies versus the comic book. So when you pull punches like that, and the target of your message seems to be the small millennial gap of people that go to the movies and don't read books, whether it be adult books or comic books, then basically Big Brother or the parents of this clique, of this group, comes out and says, no, like, fuck you, bro, like, you're not just attacking certain people, you're attacking all of us.
Yeah, I feel like that specific group of the kids who are missing the actual books and that kind of thing are the ones who really Stan Lee and writers like him targeted originally. Because when you look at the vast array of characters that he's created, they have diverse backgrounds, different sexual orientations, different ways of living. Like, the X-Men are, they're mutants in the, the printed page, but they're, a microcosm of society's great word, by the way.
Well, I wasn't laughing at that. I was laughing at somebody actually just threw out a DC Cab reference regarding Bill Maher in the group chat. So I'm glad to know I'm not the only one who knows DC Cab. Yes, thank you, Zach, for pointing out that Bill Maher was in DC Cab, back from the 80s with Mr. T, where a, cab company in the not-so-great area of District of Columbia was, nearly threatened by a bigger and better cab company. Obviously a theme of America with corporate takeovers, and certainly the little guy didn't want to get pushed out, so they stopped doing crack and picking up prostitutes and, actually got their shit together and ran a cab company. So, yeah,
that's good.
But, yeah, Bill Maher, consensus in the chat room, giant dick.
Giant dick. I would agree.
Big dick, but not a big cock.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. Like I was saying, the different types of characters that he created really touched upon so many different cultures and backgrounds, and every different type of person that there is out there. There's something for everybody, and it gave so many people a space that they could see representations of themselves. Like, look at how well Black Panther did this year at the theater.
Yeah,
and he did that in the time where the original civil rights movement was happening. So it was not only culturally relevant at the time of the creation, but it still is speaking to so many people in such a way that's, on par with the original message. Like, the stuff that he creates isn't, just a singular linear item. I mean, it's evergreen, and it's things that are going to continue to be relevant because of the way that they are created and written. So, whether you're going to say, oh, somebody running around in spandex and fighting bad guys is stupid. Well, okay, that's fine if you don't agree with that. But don't shit on an entire, genre and people who, find the stuff cool and interesting, and that it really means something to because of what it did for them in their own lives. I mean, you look at the character of Spider-Man was created, it's the kid who's getting bullied.
Spider-Man!
Exactly. The kid's getting bullied, and he gets superpowers, and then he can go and fight crime and, beat up his bullies. It speaks to every kid out there who ever felt, any kind of way I was getting neglected, or I was getting beat up on or teased, or any kind of way that you ever felt, there's somebody out there for you that's going to represent you in a cool way. So, I mean, that's what he did for 60, 70, whatever, how many years.
Yeah.
So, rest
Definitely.
in peace, Stan Lee.
Rest in
Anybody
peace.
want to add anything to that? Mike, Stan Lee?
Somebody said on, first off, amazing. I'm sorry, I was trying to troubleshoot some stuff, so if I say something you already said, I apologize. But I was talking to my mother about him because she didn't know who he was when he passed away.
Who is this Stanley?
Mother, don't you know? And I remember the hearing that, again, if you talked on this, apologize, how the movies that came out, he didn't really get paid for because what he created was owned by Marvel.
Right.
He just created the characters, but because he worked for a company, they were their proprietary intellectual property. So putting him in all these movies was kind of throwing him a bone, giving him the payday that he deserved, and the acknowledgement he deserved for creating all these massively amazing and popular characters, which was, I thought, really respectful for the industry to do, because these characters lived on, but he didn't get the money he deserved.
Yeah.
There was something that was put out. Somebody said that, because he did all these cameos, they should put a picture of Stan Lee in every movie going forward, and it becomes like an Easter egg. Where's the picture of Stan Lee in this movie coming up?
Honestly, I think that's the best way to go.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of things online, like, should they CGI Stan Lee for...
What about the
cameos and
Deadpool
things
thing?
like that?
They said they should have Deadpool dress up
as Stan Lee.
Stan Lee
I
in every
like
movie.
that, and they should do it at least once, I think, so it'd just be funny. But in terms of like a real acknowledgement and having it live on, the picture thing is phenomenal because you could do it, and you can.
And they've done it in movies where it was just a picture of them, or even in the Marvel Netflix series or any of the other TV shows. They've done stuff like that too. And honestly, I think that's the best way to go. I mean, there's a lot of uproar in Star Wars Episode 8 about, or was it 8 or 7, whichever one, where they CGI'd Tarkin back and things like that. Like, if you're gonna bring back an iconic character that's dead and things, I mean, there's a lot of give and take with that. But I mean, something like a picture or a poster or something that's not an actual physical representation of.
Yes. And have fun with it the way that he would have fun with the things, like the one with the pitchfork and the old wife, like, but make it Stan Lee. Like, have fun with it and make it iconic pictures or paintings, but Stan Lee's in there.
Yeah.
Like have fun with, because I think that he would. I mean, the fact that he did the DJ at the strip club for Deadpool, and he's done all these weird, quirky characters. I think he would have appreciated that everybody's still having fun with it.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents. Again, iconic mofo. I wish I would have been into comic books before movies started getting on the comic book bandwagon. I wasn't a big reader as a young kid. I was more video games.
Can't even read.
I know.
Reader, didn't like books,
but
not even periodicals.
Because I didn't get I didn't get that excitement that the readers of these comic books and the understanding of who Stan Lee was when it first started happening. I had to find out who he was. But yeah,
you heard it there. Heard it there first.
Heard it from the...
Mike has no clue Stan Lee actually
until he died, I went, who? Is that the diabetes guy? Who is that?
That's Wilford Brimley. Diabetes.
Diabetes. This just in, Stan Lee dies of diabetes. Just kidding.
Well, Bill, I think that's pretty much all we got here today. That's the bulk of our show. We're going to wrap it up here. We're very excited to be back behind the mics today. Again, like I said, we've been on a break for a little bit. Good to shake out the cobwebs here and get it going. We are going to make this a regular thing, so make sure you check out our Facebook page or our Twitter or our Instagram and see when you can hear us next. We're going to be back in 2 weeks. Hopefully we have some better news topics to talk about. And we're going to be getting into our Christmas season and giving our list of favorite Christmas movies and things like that. So make sure you check back for myself, Sean Harrigan.
You hear that with the mic?
Yeah, I don't know. It was a little gurgling kind of sound. Sounded like my stomach after the China buffet. For myself, Sean Harrigan, for Bill, Rowdy Tozzy, and Toxic Mike Franklin, we want to say thanks and have a great week.
Get this guy some Pepto-Bismol!